students, this is DM Sharma. I welcome you all in the 12th video of index number, the very first lesson of statistics subject standard 12 Gujarat board. Friends, in my last video we have solved some short sums and some important illustrations. In this video also we are going to solve illustration number 24 in which some important short sums have been given. So let's start. Here we have one more important question, illustration 24, sum number 3. The production of an item in the year 2015 has increased by 3 times the production in the base year. So first of all we have to know what was the production in the base year. If not given, then we will assume it 100. Suppose the production in base year is 100. Now in the current year it is increased by 3 times. So production in current year, they are saying it is increased. Increased means whatever earlier it is there and it is increased by 3 times. 3 times means 3 multiplied by 100. What was earlier, it is 3 times increased. So the current year production we will have 400. So now index number is equal to P1 upon P0 multiplied by 100. We just put the value 400. This is our P1 as production of current year is given, and base year 100. So 400. So whenever this kind of question is asked, you can finish your sum here also, because the base year is 100, 100 will be cancelled. So automatically this is your answer. So friends, here one more question. Illustration 24, question number 4. If sigma P1 Q0 is to sigma P0 Q0 is equal to 3:2 and sigma P1 Q1 is to sigma P0 Q1 is equal to 5:3. So friends, as we know, the relation of ratio, that means division. So sigma P1 Q0 divided by sigma P0 Q0. So if we have taken these two in the division relation, we have to take these two also because they are given in the equal to. In the same way, sigma P1 Q1 divided by sigma P0 Q1 and is equal to 5 divided by 3. Now they have asked us Laspeyres, Paasche and Fisher. So as we know, IL is equal to sigma P1 Q0 upon sigma P0 Q0 multiplied by 100. You just put the value. As we know, we have the value of sigma P1 Q0, sigma P0 Q0 is equal to 3 upon 2. So just write over here 3 upon 2. We will get 150. Now for Paasche, we know sigma P1 Q1 sigma P0 Q1 multiplied by 100. So just put the value of P1 Q1 upon P0 Q1 is 5 upon 3 multiplied by 100. It is 166.67. And for Fisher, IF is equal to under root IL multiplied by IP. Just put the value 150 multiplied by 166.67. We will have 25,000.5, and after taking root it will be 158.12. So friends, here we have found all the 3 index number whatever they have asked us. One more most IMP question, friends. Illustration 24, question number 5. If the average monthly disposable income of a middle class family in the year 2014 is 14,400 and if the cost of living index number for the year 2015 with the base year 2014 is 115, then estimate the average monthly disposable income of the family in the year 2015. Friends, such type of sum we have already solved. As a reference, you can see sum number 1 of exercise 1.4. In that sum, at last we have calculated this type of calculation. You can see my video number 8. So again, I'm going to solve with the same method so that you can get revision. So for this kind of sum, we will prepare 3 columns. First column is for year, second column is for index number, and third column is for income or monthly disposable income, whatever you can say. So friends, as we know, here we have two different years, 2014 and 2015. So in the year we will write 2014 and 2015. As we know, 2014 is our base year and 2015 is our current year. So again, read the sum. Whatever the information they have given us, we will write in this column, in these columns. So if the average monthly disposable income of middle class family in the year 2014 is 14,400, so they have given us this income is for 2014. So in the income column we will write 14,400. And if the cost of living index number for the year 2015 with the base year 2014 is 115, so this 115 is the index number of 2015. Some students commit mistake here. They take it as index number of 2014, but here it is clearly said that if the cost of living index number for the year 2014 with the base year 2014, so 2014 is base year of 2014, sorry, so 2014 is the base year of 2015, but the index number is for 2015 only. So in the column of index number we will write 115. So now we have to find the income for 2015. So we need index number of 2014 also. So friends, I have already explained you that if index number of base year is not given, then take it 100. So now with the help of cross multiplication method, we will find, so 115 multiplied by 14,400 divided by 100, we will have rupees 16,560. You can see in the textbook they have calculated with another method. This is very simple method. Friends, you can apply this method. One more most IMP question, friends. Illustration 24, question number 6. This question has also been asked in the board exam. If the cost of living index number of the current year has increased to 180. Friends, pay attention here. They are saying increased to. They have not said increased by. If they have said us increased by, then we will take it 280. 100 plus 180. But they have told that increased to 180, so we will take it as it is 180 from the base year index number 100. If the average income of workers has increased from 6,000 to 9,000, is there an increase or decrease in the purchasing power of the workers? How much is it? So again they are asking about income. So friends, we will apply the same method. We will prepare 3 columns here, year, then index number, and then income. So they have not mentioned any year here. They have used the word base year and current year. So we will also use base year and current year. So again we are reading the sum. If the cost of living index number of the current year has increased to 180. So this 180 is index number for current year. So in the current year we will write 180 from the base year in index number 100. They have given us here 100. If they have not given, then also we would have taken 100. And if the average income of workers has increased from 6,000 to 9,000, so 6,000 is the previous income. Now it has increased up to 9,000. So friends, without calculating the index number, they have given us the income, and they are asking, is there the purchasing power of worker increasing or decreasing? Without calculating the income with the help of index number we cannot say that purchasing power is increasing or decreasing. So we put here question mark. So with the help of these two index number we will find the income and compare with 9,000. So let's start. So 180 multiplied by 6,000 divided by 100, that will be 10,000, that will be 10,800. So friends, as per the index number or as per the rule, his income should be 10,800, but according to them the income is 9,000. So his income is less, so his purchasing power will be reduced. So here we will write the statement: the purchasing power of workers will be reduced by rupees 10,800 minus 9,000 rupees 1,800. So here we complete this sum. Illustration 26. In the increase in the price relatives of three items are 250%, 265% and 300% respectively, and if the ratio of importance of these items is 8:7:5, find the general index number. Friends, I have already told you that when importance or weight is given, then the formula of general index number will be as per the family budget method, means sigma IW upon sigma W. So they have said that if the increase in the price relatives by 250%, 265%, 300%, so we will increase this percentage in 100, means we will add 100 in these. So three items they have not given us name, so we will give the name as A, B, C, and for A 100 plus 250 it will be 350. For B 100 plus 265 it will be 365, and for C 100 plus 300 it will be 400. Ratio is given, you directly write it as weight. So 350 into 8 you will get 2800, 365 into 7 you will get 2555, and 400 into 5 you will get 2000. IW will be 7355 and sigma W is 20. So you can find the general index number. Students, here from my side this chapter is completed. I have included all the important topics, all the important points, and we have solved all the sums of exercise 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4. Mostly all sums we have solved of these exercises. Some one or two sums I have given you in the homework, and the exercise 1 whole is in your homework. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. I assure you I will make another video for your doubt session. And friends, very soon we will meet you with the second lesson, linear correlation. So if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe it and press the bell icon button so that you can get the notifications of my next videos. Till then, stay at home, keep study. Goodbye.